Good morning. Let me wish you a blessed Saturday. Today is the final day of the Passion Week, and tomorrow we will be celebrating the resurrection of our Lord. In certain Christian traditions, today is called the Holy Saturday. And why is it called the Holy Saturday? Those traditions also name this Saturday as the day of rest or the day of silence. So let me take our attention to that original week. The day that Jesus died, was crucified, laid in a tomb, and then the next day is like a day where the heaven is silent. The Bible also does not give us any clue, any detail about what happened on Saturday. So there is a great silence that is observed throughout Saturday. The little that we know about this day is that for the Jews, it was their Sabbath rest, a day that they had to rest and do no work. For the apostles, for the disciples, and the followers of Jesus, this Saturday would have been a day where all their hopes are gone, they are lost, they are disappointed, and probably not knowing where to go, what to do, because it's an absolutely a silent day. The Bible tells us that the women who followed Jesus, they prepared oils, perfumes, fragrant oils to, to apply and anoint the dead body as it was their custom. But because it was Saturday, they had to refrain from doing that work and leave it for the next day. So I would like us to think about these women who had prepared their fragrant oils and perfumes, but only to apply and anoint a dead body. Think about those painful hours of Saturday that they had to patiently wait until they saw the dead body of Jesus. But we know now that little did they know that they are not going to see a dead body the following day, but they are going to see and witness the resurrected Jesus Christ. So, for our meditation today, let me draw our attention to one thing about Saturday. Saturday signifies the silence of heaven, where God is absolutely silent. Doesn't it remind us of the situations and seasons that we go in life where there is absolute silence from heaven? Maybe we have been praying for an answer, praying for a solution, praying for direction, praying for something to come to pass, but there has been a long silence as if we have not heard from the Lord. And this will be an ideal day to remember and remind that Saturday is not just a day by itself. Saturday is just a day in the middle of God's calendar, God's agenda, and God's purpose and plan for the human race. As much as Friday is real, we know that Sunday is also real. As much as Jesus' death was real, a day that the hopes are gone, Sunday, the day that the hopes are being resurrected, is also real. And it reminds us that even though we may go through seasons like that, seasons of silence, seasons of patient endurance, it reminds us that God is the God of Friday as well as Sunday. In God's calendar, all 3 days are considered as one full event. It's just that Saturday falls in between, and we can call it the progression of God's plan. It's just the progression. So we can meditate on this and remind ourselves That when we go through periods of silence, periods of silent enduring, that it is only a progression in God's plan for our lives. To God, Friday was important, Sunday is also important, but in the same way, Saturday is also important. Even though we may see heaven being silent, heaven is not silent. There isn't a moment or a day that God is silent or he withdraws himself from acting or being in action with the things of the world. So even in our own lives, there isn't a moment, there isn't a day that God is not active. Though it may look like God is silent to us, let me remind ourselves that Sunday is drawing near. So let us encourage ourselves. If we are going through a period of silence, a period where we are enduring certain life situations patiently, so let me encourage you, keep on, enduring it, because he is the resurrected Lord. The God who is silent today will suddenly come in a way that we never expect, in a way that we never thought or dreamt. God can suddenly come and change events of our lives. So let this Holy Saturday, the day of silence, remind us that God has never been inactive. He will never be inactive. It's just that from our perspective, it looks like that. So let me encourage you as you meditate on the Saturday and meditate on our own lives. Let's encourage ourselves that God is the God of Friday, God is the God of Sunday, and God is also the God of Saturday. And may you be encouraged and keep your hopes up, because God says, Jesus says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, which means I am the beginning and the end. What he says is that he is the God of the entirety. He's the sovereign Lord who can sovereignly rule over our lives if we only hand over our situations to him. So if you're going through a disappointing moment, if you're going through deep sadness, if you're going through a situation where you feel that God has abandoned you, or God is far from you, let me encourage you. Bring those situations to God today. Leave them at his feet with that expectation that Sunday is drawing near, where God will resurrect those disappointments, sadness, and all kinds of situations. And he will give us victory because he has won the victory. He has won the battle for us. And may God bless you as you ponder on these thoughts today and be encouraged that heaven is never silent, is always at work. And God will come through at an unexpected moment into your situation and change all situations and give us hope. God bless you. Have a blessed Saturday.